Hello there everyone, this is iMark3 and welcome back to Space Haven. Yes, we're continuing our chilled out, laid back operations in the starting area. There seems to be a little bit of info scrap needing to be left, so that'll be done, but we're picking over the hull of this ship tip now, so let's break the hull down and tell them all to transfer everything now because most of it's done. I'm also going to select all and transfer everything already there, so that'll do. It doesn't matter that we're about to start cracking the hull open like an egg with our worker bees. I don't know what these things are properly called, but I'm calling them worker bees because that's basically what they do. Because, remember, this thing is depressurized anyway, and people literally can't fly out into space, so hooray for efficiency. See, they're just cracking the hull open. Off they go. Sadly, because they're depressurized, doing this before scouring the place wouldn't actually work. A, because it doesn't let you do it, and B, because the monsters and beasties live in a vacuum anyway, so lack of air isn't going to do anything to them. Oh good, the power stuff is all set up. Okay. I'll link you into the bathroom link, actually, so that'll do. And next thing we need to do is actually plant stuff. So this is going to be a heavy CO2 area. I'm going to tell it what I want it to grow. So we've got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 beds here. I'm going to tell you to grow these things. So both sides are growing plants. I'm going to grow root veg on the opposite side because that's another one of the basic building blocks for food production. And let's see, what are you set to use? You use root veg, you use fruits, you use artificial meat. All of these things could be sold and bought from various traders. I could tell it to use monster meat as well if we notice. Like, that's got some fat, some protein, some actually decent vitamins compared to artificial meats. More vitamins than root veg, but yeah, meat is a really good protein source and fat source, actually. I just don't know if there's a difference in growth time. Let's have a look. Requires more skill to produce. Different temperature ranges, like 0 to 30. Requires CO2. Releases oxygen, requires CO2. Oh, these guys release oxygen, but yeah, the fact they need CO2 is the issue. That's why I've got this as a sealed area. But I think I'll tell this central one to produce a whole bunch of meat. Just because it can do that. I'm just not seeing much difference, except for the fact it needs a higher botany skill. Fibers I could worry about, but I'll do that somewhere else, just because it's not an edible, and that's why I'm focusing on at the moment. So, yeah, there we go. See, my asteroid popped up, but I've already done it, so it realised that and cancelled the objective. I like that about this game. Games that aren't as that are a bit more lazily programmed don't actually bother to check if you've done a thing or not. So, you know, kudos to this game for doing that. Thank you for doing that. It is appreciated. Also, I'm going to move the oxygen generator. Move you there, please. I'll move the scrubber over there as well, because I want to get another airlock door into this area. That actually means I need to do something about the suit locker. I'll put it there. And there we go. It's all working out quite nicely, honestly. People are starting to strip things around down here. You can't strip down the interior walls in these things, so that can be a problem based on how these things generate, because notice I've got the airlock all the way over here. So people are basically walking the entire length of this ship, just shipping resources around the place. So, you know, it's a bit of a nuisance. But I've got more people. And my little outpost of humanity is going to do okay, I think. Just as soon as they've done having breakfast. And I think that thing's damaged, so it needs repairs. Yeah, it got broken by an accident. Most likely a pathing issue to the job sites. Okay. Some people, apparently botany is actually having trouble because it's not Oh, bad environment temperature. I forgot to install the temperature. What's the temperature in there then? You got minus 21 degrees. Oh, that's why. Okay. Thermoregulator, I'm missing a piece for it. That's actually kind of bad. Right, one thing it says is build a recycler. Scrapping all the parts on the derelict only gives me scrap pieces, and apparently I've messed up a little bit here already. Let's see. We are missing infrablocks, which is what the building, all those things are made of. So we're going to need to build a recycler, which produces heat and hazardous gas. The recycler produces hazardous gas. Unfortunately, I need to do that, so I'm going to do that. Priority construct. And I'm going to actually scrap the central thing here, just to get the blocks back out of it. Don't think we get the tools back, but we do get a bunch of materials back. So let's see what it gives us. It gives us scrap down. Come on, show me how efficient scrapping something is. Oh wait, I paused it. So it's given me some water and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Yeah, so it's given me 5 things and a little bit of water back, so 5. And to build that, I used 5. Sorry, no, I used 8. Oh dear. Did that give me back 5 only? I need someone to do a thing. Yeah, Kendra, I'm going to draft you for a sec and tell you to go over here. And you can't tell what's on the ground. Okay, fine. Undraft you then, just go ahead. But I do think it is like 1 per... Yeah, so scrapping something doesn't actually give you the full measure back, but it does give you a chunk of it. Fair enough. I need to take note of that because I don't want to waste any resources unless I can avoid it. Okay, right. We are short on infrablocks. Recycler. I'm going to tell you to reprocess all the infra scrap we get, followed by any tech scrap, any energy scrap, any hull scrap, any soft scrap. So this thing's going to break down anything that's scrap related and spit out some resources in return. So yeah, it's a way to get some stuff back from what's going on. I mean, look at this. This thing is so slender without the outer hull, now that I've melted the outer covering off. Melt the flesh from the bones. Well, not really, but you get the idea. Botany, though, I do need to get that temperature regulator installed. Which I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to install you there. Because I don't know why that room is so cold, but I'm guessing naturally things cool down. Yep, that's heating up. Okay, that is now at 25 degrees, ideal for peoples. I could probably get away with a lower temperature though, if I'm going to be honest. I mean, you grow root veg, which has 0 to 40, 0 to 30, 0 to 40. So as long as I can actually get away with running that thing less, I think. Let's say to 10 degrees, so it'll actively cool it, and then ideally it won't be needing as much power because it won't be working quite as hard. But yeah, let's also set priorities because botany... Ooh, yeah. We've got not very many in terms of botany. Skill 1, skill 2. Skill 3, you are the best, so max priority for you, please, on botany. Go plant stuff. If you'd be so kind. So that's Caroline. I'm going to set a high priority for Layla for industry because she's the best on that one. Esperanza, you're the best miner I've got, so I'll tell you to priority mine. Okay. Who's the best constructor? Actually, got several good constructors. What else are you good at? You can also do botany. Let's switch this around. So Zandra will prioritize maintenance, Miner will prioritize construction, and then they'll swap around based on what else they need to do. So, okay. Just a little bit of prioritization to try and get things running a bit more smoothly around here, especially since I've finally made it so my plants won't die. Bit of an oversight on my part, but hey, details. Okay. You are out of resources, but we've got the grow beds actually working now, so we should be just fine. And if we look at it, yep, they are slowly growing up. Of course, the problem is I actually lost like a whole bunch of crops and things as before, so... You guys aren't done yet. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff left for you guys to move. I guess I'll just say priority on this, so expedite, please. Get it done as fast as possible. I guess they're waiting for the shuttle to come back. Owned by the player. Yeah, we've only got one person going around doing all that right now. So ideally, I want 4. So right now they're just like basically putting around in my actual main ship, just doing whatever they want to do. Fine. You know what? If you're going to be like that, go ahead. I'm fine with it. I'll just start laying out some plans and things. So, let's see. Activate sketching. So, this is a nice feature. Sketching lets me plan out how I want to lay out my stuff without actually laying it down. So that's 54, 25, 26, 27 is the halfway mark. So that's there. That should be like an extra... Yep, that's extra 27. Yep. And I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4 there. Followed by 3 on each side. This is going to be the back of my ship. Then I'm going to expand the back of it. I can erase that sketch there. So basically I'm going to make a nice spaceship out of this. Sure, it's a bit hard to customize because I've got all the stuff like already built in there, but I'm going to keep on sketching it out. Outer hull, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, blink, 1, 2, 3, blink. Is that the middle? Yes, that's the middle. Sorry, I'm just planning things. I also want the sim to have like 2 rear docks on it. Yeah, so like that. That's going to be the aft section of my ship. That kind of thing. Should be alright, but I think I'll just activate 1 inside, because I do need some extra space as well, so that's one of the reasons I'm doing this right now. And if it doesn't quite fit how I want, I can just activate those other ones later. But I do need more internal space, because there is some more stuff I need to bolt into the ship to get it mobile. So, since they're not doing anything else, I might as well have them do that. Go forth, my minions! Build that stuff! I command you. Yes, do my bidding. The power of Iron Mark III compels you. You guys about done? Yeah, they're done. Okay. That ship has been picked clean. Awesome. This is, however, now where we need that space, because we've got a few more bits and pieces to install before this becomes an actual ship, quote-unquote, rather than a space station. That's the key difference, yes. So, what do we need? We need a hull stabilizer, because right now our hull is not very stable. The mass, by the way, includes like onboard cargo and stuff too, so that's also a factor. Everything I build in this, it does take into account as the ship design changes and grows. And I need a navigation console for plotting the routes. I might as well actually build that now. That's on systems. Hull stabilizer. I'll just bolt it in there, along with the nav console, which I guess I'll just put there because I'm going to restructure this entire area, by the way, so that's why I'm not being too careful about it. I can afford both of those. And the hyperdrives, which can be only attached like in this direction because I can't rotate it. So right now it looks like they're going to have to go like that. I can barely fit like one down here. But as I said, this area is for airlocks though. Did I mess up on the thing? No, I do need those bits that I didn't do, so I'll activate those blocks too. And that's because I want two, but there's because of the empty space needed on the other side of the docks. That means that I have to have at least one line of clearance between them. But the build grid is an even number, so that's why I've got 2 blocks of clearance. So, you know, I actually went and measured this stuff before I actually started recording. So in the playtesting I was doing before starting, I actually went and measured this stuff out. Just because I was being like, I wasn't being OCD. I was doing something. Yes, I was doing something. I don't know what I was doing. Okay. Guess like that. It's going to be like that. And then this is going to be like a mounting point for engines. I only need 1 engine right now, so it's going to be a starting point. But this is kind of starting to take shape at least a little bit. Erase the sketch. Sketch. And this area is going to need to house some hyperdrives. The plan is to have like 2 in each side for now, but right now this thing needs a 4 across for mounting. So we're going to sketch out that. So 2, 3, 4. That's a 6x2. And then get the rest of it built up like that. So there. And I'll just activate one side of it because that's all I really want right now. Of course, I'm going to need to get power linked all the way down here as well, so that's another consideration. I need to get the power relays installed for all this. Also, I don't really want to be relying on the reactor, I don't think. Mainly because the reactor runs on fuel rods, which can run out. And I actually, that's one of the times I died during playtesting because I literally burned through all my fuel rods and didn't manage to replace them. So, you know, that is something you need to watch out for. At least food supply is actively at work. Again, don't know if the quality of the environment does much to this, but CO2 25, CO2 19. There's not high CO2 in there, but it's doing something. Okay. You're built. I am out of stuff. I'm still short on food. I don't know why my phone is telling me to. I think my phone just like did something very stupid. So I'm going to set the timer for another 10 minutes because I don't know how long this episode has been going. I know I was roughly at that 10 minutes mark when I glanced at it a few moments ago. But my phone just decided, hey, set your wake-up time by setting a thing. I've already got that set, damn it. Why did you decide to remind me of that? And why did you stop my timer, which was actively running at the time? Silly phone. So yeah, this episode might be like a little bit long. Sorry about that, but my phone decided it would be a good time to mess things up a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, hyperdrive. As I said, you need power. I get power. I think just installing some wall conduits might be the best route forward. This is actually going to be a semi-permanent position, I think. So, power conduit can link to a power conduit like over there. course, this one can't reach far enough forward, so it needs to be... that's going to be a temporary one, I think, unless I install it in the middle. Oh wait, no, it's 2 blocks wide in the middle. Ah. Guess what? We just get a temporary power conduit there too. Come on, guys, you can do this. Oh wait, no, you're all on coffee break. Never mind. Food supplies are needed. My people are actually going to be starving pretty soon, if I have a look. Yeah, they're all starving. Well, they're feeling a little hungry. But if we're looking at their condition... feeling comfortable, did something you love. Relationships... Ooh. Doesn't think that much of minor. Yeah, if we click on food, we get more detailed stuff. So we can see that she's got some fat, some protein. So she's not starving yet, but she is kind of getting low on her internal reserves. That kind of thing. But the good news is we're about to leave. So let's get this stuff linked. Click, click. And I just need to link to you. So there we go. That's all linked through. It diverts some power. I could have set this just one way, but the entire power grid there you saw like depleted as the power rebalanced itself. So yeah, I think I'll set the hyperdrive. I'll set you up with a battery. Actually, I'll put that there. And then I'll convert this link into a one-way one, so it's like it gets charged up and then it's ready and good to go. So there we go. So there's a battery which will accept some power, and that'll run this area, regardless of what the rest of the power grid's doing. That sounds reasonable, right? That should let this area actually power up a little bit, but the rest of it's really struggling in terms of power. So I need to try and do something about all that. Yeah, that's running, that's doing okay. There's a little bit of power reserve available in that area. Seems to be alright, for the most part, but yeah, my power supply is actually being a bit overloaded now. And that's because the small reactor here is not very good. Hey, anyway, we have got ourselves ready. We have got some food in stock, I think. Have you harvested? Yeah, we've got some food starting to harvest. So yeah, we're good to go. Okay, hyperdrive. The ship is over mass for its stabilization, but we can jump at the very least, so prepare for hyperjump. That recalls all small crafts. People can't go outside the ship. And someone goes to the nav console to plot the thing. And the hyperdrive starts to spool up at the back here. It looks nice and glowy, doesn't it? Yes. I'm concerned about the mass. I think maybe I'll get stabilizers in this engine pod kind of area I've got over here as well. But yeah, let's jump. To hyperspace we go. This is the system map. This is the galaxy map. Somewhat RNG'd. Sorry, procedure generated, but yeah. This next sector has got a military alliance craft in it. But that's all. There's no real resources or anything like that. I'm not really interested in going for that because I could trade with them maybe, but, you know. If we go here, there's a Cult of New Haven craft in this asteroid field. But if we go here, there is actually a asteroid with Hyperium in it. And Hyperium can be refined into the fuel for our hyperdrive. So it'll be a refueling stop, basically. And there's another ship. This area is kind of barren. Wait, we're on hard mode. Of course it's barren. That's actually kind of bad. Oh well, we'll just have to see if we've got enough stuff. So, yeah, look, we're running low on hyperdrive fuel, but we're going to at least get the raw material for some more. We do need to refine it though, so that's an issue. I'm also wondering about our power rod supply is actually running a bit low too. But our expansion is going to be limited. We noticed, by the way, we can recycle stuff. But we can't actually produce a bunch of stuff. We can produce things if we get the right modules to do so. But the big limit is going to be tech blocks. Tech blocks need like it needs like an info block, which is okay, but it also needs an optronic computer, which is really rough. So we've got 9 tech blocks left. That's 2. We also need a chemical refinery, which is another 3. That's 5. This thing can produce chemicals, which is what needed in the optronic fabricator. That's 8. See what I mean? 8 so far. But to make that, we also need electronics, which come from here, which is that. So that needs 11 in total. If we roll it back to basic resources, we need 11 in tech blocks, and we've only got 9. Actually, no, we don't have the info block production, so that's 9. Info block production is the assembler, I believe. It is. Also uses electronics and steel plates. That's 13 if we produce the info blocks too, and then we need the metal refiner, which is another 2, which is 50 to get access to steel plating. So the entire production chain to get info blocks requires, sorry, not info blocks, tech blocks requires 18 or 16. It's basically nearly double what I've got. Such is the importance of tech blocks. Are you guys done? No, you're on break. Never mind. Yeah, and if we want to refine our fuel, we need another 3 to get an energy refinery up and running. Oh, hello, we've got a friendly ship dropping in. We could attack these guys and declare war, if we were so inclined, but the thing is they've got turrets and shields by default, so, you know, we'd have to try and invade them and kill everyone. But by default, we can just trade with these guys. So every ship has its own stuff it wants to get, so... Oh, this guy actually offers tech blocks. Trade. Immediately. Trade. Thing is, I don't have... only have a very small stash of credits, so I need to sell some stuff to get some stuff. Still, the fact they sell tech blocks, I think it's the first one I've ever seen that sells tech blocks, so that makes me immediately want to loot their stuff, you know? Water is available for 11. Ice is available for... Really? Hang on. I'm going to check the values. However, that said, I'm also at the end of the episode, unfortunately, so I need to plan out this trade a little bit. But we'll see what we can get from some more precious tech blocks. In the meantime, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yes, indeed. Actually, what do we need for... Yeah, solar requires 2 tech blocks as well, but it does steadily produce power. See you all later.